Get your guys' self a nail tech that does her own nails. That way you know she's good.
Đây chị bỏ cái máy gì không? Sáng em có dùng cái máy không?
Hả?
Sáng em có dùng cái máy nào không?
Máy nào?
Cái máy tây nè.
Em chặt mấy chị bên trái rồi đó.
Không, chị tìm có rồi.
Không.
Ai lấy bỏ vô.
Ai đâu biết đâu. Mà thấy chị cái đôi có lỗ tay cái ngồi. Cái gì đây?
Chị bỏ cái này thành cái chị tự chị mới đi tìm.
Không sao đâu chị, làm sao là em muốn gì đâu.
Không, mình mới tìm chứ không biết lắm.
Anyway guys, just finished both my hands and now I'm going to file and shape. These are not filed yet and I've already shaped this hand. I haven't shaped this hand. You can tell by the tips. But yeah, rockin' stilettos. Peace.
So I'm getting my nails done tomorrow. Help me decide which design I should get.
Always in my face, talking this and that. Girl, I had to buy some rings.
Okay, let's take it up a notch.
Story time about the craziest thing I saw while working at a mental health facility. I work in a mental health facility as a psychiatric technician. My job is to help people with mental health distress by providing emotional support, helping develop positive coping skills, and provide medical attention. Some of the individuals that I treat have severe mental illness, which can lead to violence. One day I was assigned to a patient that I'll never forget. He was on a 24-hour observation because he was self-harming and deemed high risk. He had tried to harm others earlier in the day, so he was locked into a padded room with only a bed, a bathroom, and a tear-proof blanket. I was assigned to watch him for the day from outside of the room to ensure that he wouldn't harm himself until he could be seen by a doctor. He was talking about things that made absolutely no sense, running around in circles inside of the room and asking me if I was Jesus. He would start screaming at the top of his lungs about random things, curse at me one minute then apologize the next, and kept spinning on the window just to wipe it off a few seconds later. I attempted to calm him down, but he was on a rampage. At one point, he turned his back to me and appeared to be rubbing his eye for some time. However, when he turned around, I almost passed out. He had ripped his eyeball completely out of the socket and began tossing it up and down in the air while calmly singing to himself. The situation only got worse from here.
Part 2 about my psychotic best friend. So like I said, my sister was like, no, what are you talking about? So at this point, I'm thinking, oh, this girl's really weird. But it gets even worse. She comes over my house one day to hang out with me and goes in my sister's room the whole time. My sister...
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose.
My fiance's girl best friend has never liked me. We were all hanging out when Madison and Michael came out from a room with Madison crying. Michael looks at me and starts swearing and says I'm a raging bitch. Being hormonal and pregnant, I start crying and asking what's wrong. Proceeds to tell me about the text message I sent Madison. I told her I would not allow her near our child. I only sent this text message after the many racist texts she sent me about my child and I, me being biracial and all. Instead of hearing me out, Michael kicked me out of the house that we shared. On my way out, I felt a lower cramp in my abdomen, and I thought nothing of this because I was not due for another 3 weeks. When I flinched from the pain, Michael told me to stop faking. On my way to my mom's, I felt a gush of water and immediately turned the car around so that I would make it to the hospital. I tried calling Michael numerous times, but my call was quickly declined. I gave birth to our baby all by myself. I decided to do something and post all the hurtful messages Madison sent me on Facebook. Michael calls me and I inform him about my whereabouts and he shows up 42 minutes later. He has tried to apologize multiple times, but I don't think I can forgive him. I went through the pain of pushing out an 8-pound baby all by myself because he chose to listen to his best friend over his fiancé. Should I forgive him?
Oh Lord, Jensen made another one.
Huh? Packing the mail, it's gone. She like I smell cologne. Yeah.
Here are the motherfucking new nails.
Creating a nail look based on your zodiac sign?
She make it clap, clap.
This one is hard to guess.
Clap, clap. She make it.
Any guesses of what I am yet?
She make it clap.
Wait for it.
She make it.
I am Aries. Zodiac snail's design in my opinion. Leo. Libra. Scorpio. Aquarius. Virgo. Capricorn. Pisces. Aries. Sag. Taurus. Gemini. Cancer.
Part 2 of my roommate's crazy girlfriend. She stared at me, unable to respond. Then I said, just because I'm gay doesn't mean that I'm into you. Trust me, I'm not the least bit interested in you. She started sobbing and spewing BS, so I kicked her out and told her that she's not welcome anymore for making me uncomfortable in my own apartment. Her and my roommate both left, and he was super pissed at me. He didn't come back for a while, but I got some angry texts. However, I stood my ground about her not being welcome anymore. I told him he was free to stay or move out as he pleases. Most of her friends were on my side. Nearly a week later, my roommate returned home and he was giving me the silent treatment. I figured I'd just leave him alone and let him get over it. Then his girlfriend started calling me and demanding that I give the phone to him because he apparently wasn't speaking to her. I told her to kick rocks and that I wasn't getting in their business anymore. Soon after, my roommate finally started talking to me again. Turns out, they got into a huge blowout fight and his girlfriend admitted that she wanted me to flirt with her just to prove that she could pull a lesbian. He told her that was messed up and then broke up with her on the spot. She wouldn't stop blowing up our phones for weeks until I finally blocked her number. It's been a few months and my roommate moved out. We're definitely not as close, but we're still good friends. His ex-girlfriend recently came out as bisexual on social media. How ironic.
Creating a nail look based on your zodiac sign? Hint, Earth sign. Any guesses of what I am yet? I am Taurus.
Draco. Soldier. She make it clap, clap, clap. She make it clap, clap, clap. She make it. She make it clap, clap, clap. 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 She make it clap.
this is what you will need as a beginner nail tech. The very first thing you will need is a sanding band. It is to remove all oils off the natural nail. A nail drill. It does not have to be this one. There is very affordable ones on Amazon. The second thing you will need after prepping the natural nail is a primer. The primer does not have to be Valentino. It can be Mia's Secret. It works just as good. This is the dehydrator and primer. Once you're done priming the nail, you will need to go in with either forms or nail tips. Once you got that done, you will go in with the monomer and nail powder. You do not have to use young nails. You can use Mia's Secret. That's what I used when I first became a nail tech, and it really helps out. And then you will need an acrylic brush, file, and buff.
Day in the life of a pregnant nail tech. Application. Green. This set was so beautiful.
Hope you guys liked this video and found it helpful. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. It does help support us, and let's know what videos you guys want to see.